further you look back in the past, the clearer you can actually see the future. What's going on, guys? This is Yix here, Magna Crypto, and welcome back to another video. In light of Chainlink consistently making new highs and just being on a monster run for the last few weeks/months, I wanted to look back at Ethereum when it was doing the same thing during its first proper bull run. So, as I said, the further you look back in the past, the clearer you can see the future. So you can see the behavior of what these altcoins can do, how they can perform during these times. So firstly, let's have a look at the overall market. You can see that's looking quite stagnant at the moment, very incremental increases or decreases, and some in the lower single digit gains. However, the decentralized finance market, the DeFi market, in short, is looking actually quite bullish. Chainlink being one in that market. You know, at its top, you got banned protocol of 50%. You got a lot of in the high 20%, mid to low 20%, in the teens. DeFi market's clearly in somewhat of a bull run. So let's have a look at Chainlink, which is leading the lines in terms of bull run, in terms of the altcoins, the crypto within the DeFi space. So looking at Link's TA, looking at Link on TradingView, you can see that obviously it originally started around $4 to $5. It had small runs and then retested that before crashing during the COVID crisis, but then quickly making all that up within a short space of time, within a month and a bit, and now finally breaking through that and making new highs, peaking at almost $9. And it might seem that there's a big pullback imminent, which I won't lie to you, I probably agree. Somewhat of a pullback is going to come, and it'll be healthy for it to pull back, gain some more fuel, and to carry on making new highs. But to better understand what could happen going forward, you got to take a look at the past. So what better crypto project to look at than Ethereum? So looking at Ethereum from its inception, you can already see it had a similar trajectory in that, you know, it was not able to break the resistance at the beginning, but once it broke it quite strongly. But what I wanted to pay more attention to is the kind of pullback, the size of the pullback. Now, bearing in mind in terms of like for like, obviously Ethereum had a smaller market cap, so you required less liquidity to really move the market. So it might not be the same strength of pullbacks, but it would still be somewhat similar. So initially, once it broke from its all-time high, it pulled back around 21% before again just absolutely smashing through previous highs and then putting back a much stronger pullback at almost 40%. Now throughout this, you'll notice that there's a lot of liquidity, and it comes in bursts. So you can see that initially you got that, you know, increase in liquidity in volume, and then a massive increase in volume, and then it starts to level down, and then you start having more little increases. But after that massive pullback, it again broke new highs, but this time you have a slow kind of, you know, accumulation of more. You have a stronger or a longer pullback, and that which is up to about 30%, and this one takes a bit longer to recover. Again, this is very healthy. When you see it pull back and then slowly start to increase in price again, this is a very healthy pullback. It shows a more sustained increase in price. So about a 30% pullback, decrease in price. So it was about $60, decreased to about $40. And during these times, people could, it's broken new highs. It's almost 3x since its new highs at about $15, or 4x. It's almost 4x since that point, and so you might think at the time, there's no way it's going to keep going up. That would be the prevailing thought. So now again, with hindsight, you're able to understand there is almost no limit to how high it can go. Obviously, there is a limit, but don't use use history to predict the future. Don't just make it up as you're going along and have a random price target. Use history from, like, for example, from Ethereum's rally to predict how high it can actually go. So again, there was a slow build up until it broke this previous high, and again you see the increase in volume, and it's absolutely smashed it again from $60 to the 100 mark. Another thing you'll notice is the big evens: $100, $50, $60, $15. So it reached $100, and he had a smaller pullback of around 24%. And again, this is not as long as this build up, but a slower build up of a week or so. And once we reach that previous high again, you see volume start to increase, and then we smash all-time highs again. So every time you're going to think, there's absolutely no way it can keep going up. There's no way it can keep going up. It reached from 15 to 40 to 60, now to $100. You'd think there's no way it can keep increasing, but it does. And from $100, it increases to 200 or 205. 200 was the initial peak, 205, and it keeps going. But this time, it looks more unstable. You can see that it's not as sustainable anymore. And from about $200, you have a 45% pullback. But this is a very quick one. Instead of sustainable, it's a very quick pullback. So you might again think at this point, there's no way it can keep going up, but it does. It keeps increasing and increasing, peaking at $412, and then pulling back 36% before a much longer downturn, and then it starts, to build up slowly and slowly. The initial pullback is 36%, but it actually pulls back all the way to 66%, or 60% to the candle body. But then it just, there's so many levels. That was the first initial altcoin. That was the first initial rally, the first bull run before it really retraced, because this is obviously a parabolic run which can never sustain itself, and so it pulls back massively to about 60%. Completely makes sense. Obviously it goes on another bull run, finishing up around $1,400, but the initial bull run, initial altcoin season, the original altcoin season, is what I wanted to look at properly, and just how many times you can break new highs. And you can see that the pullbacks range from 20 to 40%. So that's what I want to kind of have a look at, because especially what Chainlink is doing right now, it's breaking new grounds, and it's only now reaching the $10 or $9 range. It can definitely keep going. Like you can see, $50, $100. It's not a guarantee, but it's possible. So now looking at Ethereum, you can see what's actually possible with these altcoins. Now, obviously, the whole market would have to increase as well, because if Chainlink were to get to these numbers, the market cap would be very big. So again, in terms of liquidity, Chainlink's market cap is a lot bigger than what Ethereum was at that time. So probably won't get to these astronomical levels, but it can definitely break new highs consistently. And the pullbacks can range from anywhere between 20 to 40% or 60% if it goes on a parabolic run. So that's what I want to, again, have a look at to understand what's possible, what is in the realm of possibility, so that you can now use that to apply it to some of these DeFi coins which are going on mini bull runs. So I hope you got some value from that, and see you in the next video. Peace.